And we're back with some more MRC action. This time we're doing it live comms for round 1, and this is League 3 at Bathurst. I'm just going to let people get in and check if the sound is working. Alright, sound check complete. So, the rules for this series then, for this round being endurance race, 60 minutes. We got all 3 dry compounds to use. That's soft, medium, and hard. And this is a 10 round series. So we'll go through the grid. 10 minutes qualifying. We are at Bathurst as well. So after 10 minutes qualifying, it's Dennis. What's on sweetest? Puts it on pole in the Porsche. And just to mention as well, with it being GT3, we're obviously in Group 3 cars. Then we got Jason in second in the Audi. Luck in third in the Ferrari 296. Then we have Kenobi in fourth in another Ferrari. Then we have fifth, should be Rossi, but the grid is a little bit messed up. So in fifth is Rossi in the Ferrari. Then we have sixth, Knievel in the older Ferrari. Seventh is going to be Black Rhino in that Porsche. Then we have Wolf in eighth in the VW. Then we have Brucey is in ninth in the Honda NSX GT500. Interesting choice for Brucey there. Then we have Catman in the Subaru. And last but not least is Smiles McGill, only woman on the field this series. And she's in the BMW M6. So let's get this action underway then. See if these guys and girl can get off the grid cleanly. 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go then for the first round of the GT3 series. World Series. Everyone gets off cleanly off the grid. Dennis up into first, then through the first turn. There's Jason in second. Luck follows in third as we go up the hill for the first time. Quickly run through the grid. So there's Jason in second in the Audi. There's Luck third, followed by Kenobi in fourth. Evil Knievel there in fifth. Right behind him is Black Rhino. Is he going to attempt an overtake? This turn here, not this time. A couple of guys running a little bit close to the wall there. So Black Rhino there following through. The only American on the grid in 6th position. Wolf there in 7th in the VW. Followed by Rossi in 8th. Then we got Smiles up into 9th. She's had a really good start off the grid there. Brucey there in 10th. Followed by Catman in 11th. A little bit of sound glitch there from the start. But back up to the front then. Dennis up in first. Now coming down the hill now. Through the tight, twisty section here. So he's starting the softs. Couple of strategies. We will go through them as we count the laps down and go for the grid. But we have got 29 laps, just over an hour. And there's Dennis. Hello, Treacle. How's it going, mate? So, Dennis then in first. Now coming down the hill. We'll have a couple of laps of darkness here, but the sun is starting to rise in the distance. Jason there second. Lock still there in third. Kenobi in fourth. There's Evil Knievel. And there's Team Smuggy Carton. Alright, it's Craig. How's it going, pal? So Evil Knievel there on the hard. So he's the highest guy on the hardest compound at the minute. Wolf on softs in 6th. Then we have Rossi. Looks like Wolf maybe, Lock and Evil Knievel going toe to toe. Lock, a little issue of him. Lost a couple of positions. But he's right behind Evil Knievel, so another overtake maybe on the cards. A little bit squirrely out of the first corner, Hell corner. It's called Hell for a corner, Hell corner for a reason. So can he get past Evil Knievel up the hill? We're going to go side by side. Now into the right hander, gets the inside line, but there's Wolf as well, trying to get past as well. So Wolf there in 6th, all over the back room, but he's got Rossi right behind him as well. As we now head back up the tricky section uphill. A little bit of bump from someone behind there into the wall. Not sure who it was. Let's see, Wolf is on the softs. Ross is on the softs as well in 7th. Black Rhino there in on horns in 8th. There's Smiles in 9th on the soft tyres. Brucey there on the hard tyres in 10th. Just trying to catch back up. And Catman there in 11th on the soft tyres. Just coming down the hill now. You see the lights carving the path through the darkness. Lovely sounding car, the Subaru there. So as we head back down the hill, let's go to the front. Dennis there in first position. Nice, lovely gap behind him now. And focus on the race ahead. Soft tyres last around between 7 to 9 laps, depending on how hard you drive on them. So possibly looking at a 2-stop. Well, it will be a 2-stop minimum around this track today. As you got to use all 3 compounds for a minimum of 3 laps. Some guys might opt for the 4-stop, 3-stop or a 4-stop. There's Jason still in second in the Audi. Kenobi starting to catch him now in 3rd, followed by Locke in 4th. Evil Knievel there in 5th, just holding that position at the minute. Wolf trying to catch up to him in 6th. Then we have Rossi there in 7th, right behind him as well. He's going for a dive maybe in that lovely Ferrari livery. Gets the pass done on the inside line. Wham bam, thank you man. Up into 6 he goes. So, a couple of positions for the Ferrari teams. For that Porsche out in front. You can see now it's getting lighter and lighter as the lap goes by. We're already on lap 3 already. Wolf there, just coming through as well, just following Rossi round. Black Rhino there in 8th, still on the hard tyres. Catman now up into 9th. Brucey there in 10th. And Smiles had a little incident there on that lap. She's now down to 11th place. Yellow flag up front. Oh, it's Evil Knievel, he's dropped it. Let's have a little look what happened here. So Evil Knievel just coming down. Does he clip too much curb there? Oh, just gets on the loud pedal a bit too fast and Austin powers it. There's a dink on the wall there. Another dink, gets the car going before Brucey comes down. Brucey's there. So unfortunate incident for Evil Knievel. Let's see if he can refocus and get the car moving. You can see Brucey just there now, followed by Smiles in the background. Can Brucey make a move? Number 24. You see lovely anime livery as well. Now a little bit about Brucey. You don't usually see him in lobby 3, but he has transitioned from the pad to a wheel. So he's having a steep learning curve, so he's not as fast as he usually is. So that's why Brucey is down at the back of lobby 3 at the minute. As he gets a little bit on the curb there. Evil Knievel just defending well. Now gets that gap moving as well. So back up to the front then. Dennis there in first. And yeah, Dennis, you're very right. We did miss you, Craig. A shame you're not racing. Oh, Dennis gets it wrong. Big slide for the Sweet Master. Now he's going to stay here and wait for all the cars to come round. Again, that car turned. Oh, he's back into the wall. Oh, very close with Locke there. Yep, indeed. What a plonker. Well, it happened to had to happen sometime, Dennis. Couldn't go all your way. But sizable lead down to 5th position. Let's see what Dennis can do going forward. He's going to get them sausage fingers all in order. So as he heads down the grid now, a little bit of damage has gone. Soft tyres now are starting to wear. Let's see how this goes on forward, but he's got the fastest lap, 2:04.6 at the minute. So heading down the hill on lap 4, just behind Rossi now. So one mistake, all changes. Yes, I did see that, Dennis, a couple of times. You've got all the commentators' logos on there. Lovely support from Dennis there, and the other guys also supporting all of the commentary. And also this season I will be doing the part comms with Mr. Craig as well, TJ Smoggy Karting. We're sharing the commentary responsibilities as we did in the Infinity, so watch out for that. I'm sure Craig will share his videos once they're done. A little bit of slide from Dennis there. Yeah, it's great to have a dedicated commentary team. And you've got Golden Brownie, I think he's doing League One commentary. So look out for that as well. Not sure. Craig's doing live comms for Lobby 2 as well. So I think it might just be me doing Lobby 3, I think. Unless we're doing part comms, we'll have to see though. But anyway, back to the racing. So Rossi there in 4th, just holding off Dennis, but Rossi gets a little bit wrong. Keep away from that curb, Dennis. Squeezes him against the wall. Dennis ruthless as he goes past. Like, excuse me, mate, I am coming through. No, lets him back through though. Great sportsmanship there. Lovely bit of driving from these guys. Right, so back up to the front. Jason leading the way in 1st, followed by Kenobi in 2nd. The Audi holding its own against that Ferrari at the minute. Let's see if Kenobi can get past that Audi. Thank you for tuning in, people. I do appreciate the views. Sweet, cheers for that, Graham, mate. Appreciate it. So coming through, the Audi is trying to defend from that Ferrari, is right behind him. Kenobi gets half a second penalty. Not sure where that was got, but runs a little bit wide on the last corner as well. I'll see how we progress. So we're running through the field. So there's Kenobi in 2nd. There's Locke in 3rd, doing a great job. And the minute in that Ferrari, just plugging the laps away. Rossi there in 4th, defending from Dennis still. Black Rhino in 6th, doing a great job on the hard tyres so far. Catman there in 7th. Evo Knievel on the hard tyres as well in 8th. Brucey now into 9th, just having a little race with Wolf. Nice bit of defending there as they go for the first turn. Remember, Brucey is on the wheel. This is the first proper race, proper championship race on the wheel for him. So a little bit of stress induced for him, but he's doing a great job so far. Couple of slow laps, but that's to be expected for Brucey. As we now head through the right turn, up the hill we go. Wolf securing that 9th position from him. Smiles there in 11th. Just getting the laps churned away. Awesome livery from Smiles there as well. Nice cartoon sketch. As she gets that M6 steering up the hill. It's a lovely car to drive, but sometimes can be a bit squirrely on the back end as that turbo kicks in. Comes through Skyline, I believe that is. Not too familiar with the corner name, so I do apologise. Yep, totally agree there, Dennis. Very smart livery. There's a lot of good liveries on show this season. But Jason still in the way in the Audi as we head on to lap 7. Pit stop should start happening pretty soon for these soft tyre runners. Obviously, as well to mention, one important rule, we start with 80% fuel as well. So, it kind of dictates the strategy a little bit for some guys who don't like fuel saving or can't fuel save. They have to deal with less fuel on board. As Kenobi now served his penalty, he's catching back up to Jason, who's had a little moment there. Let's Kenobi through into the lead, so Ferrari leads the way. Audi there in second. As we now head up the hill, getting lighter and lighter, still waiting for the sun to shine though. A little bit cloudy at the minute. Lovely stuff from Kenobi there. Then you got Jason there in second, Locke coming now in third. Then we got Dennis just coming through this double left kink here. A little bit throttle, feathering the throttle there. Cuts it in onto the left hand corner, very nice. Now through the right, down the hill we go, to Forest Elbow, and then down the hill, down the Conrod straight. Rossi there in fifth, just coming down to Forest Elbow now, through the Falcon barriers. A lovely shot of the Ferrari as he makes his way down the hill. Catman there, and now into sixth, doing a great job so far. Started on the last, near the back of the grid. Made all the way to sixth position. So great showing from him on those soft tyres. Black Rhino there now coming to fire from Evil Knievel. Evil Knievel gets to the right side. Going to be on the outside for the next corner though. Black Rhino looks like he gets it turned. Great stuff for him. Nice to defend that position for another corner, but Evil Knievel's coming now down the inside. Evil Knievel down the inside and gets him. So there's Black Rhino now down to 7th, but Bruce is here as well in 8th position, finally caught up. He's had a couple of slow laps, but he's here now. He's going to go for the overtake down up the straight. And you get a slipstream from Evil Knievel in front. That NSX doing a great job. Just going to have a little pause here, guys. I do apologise. There's someone at the door. Do apologise about that. But back to the racing. Brucey there in 7th. And you can see he's doing a great job. Someone's at the door. Was a parcel delivery. My lovely assistant has answered the door for me. So Brucey making his way now down the hill. A 2:09 for the last couple of laps, consecutive lap times for Brucey then. Now down the hill, it looks like he's been on the attack now. I think this is maybe where he swapped to controller from the wheel. Possibly. Yeah, I believe this is where Brucey swapped onto the controls. We've got people pitting then. So Kenobi into the pits. Locke and Dennis all into the pits off those soft tyres. Jason goes for another lap, low fuel. Rossi's in the pits as well. Evil Knievel, he's going to dive into the pits. Because that fuel is now empty as Brucey goes for another lap. He's got loads of fuel, managed to do some fuel saving. So Black Rhino goes through as well. Wolf is in the pits from 9th position. Catman already pitted the lap before. He's on the medium tyres. And there's Smile, she's pitted as well, and she's on the medium tyres also. So Jason's dinged the wall somewhere, but he's in first. Got a little bit of a gap now as the guys have pitted. Brucey there in second. Hard tyres are fine, it's just the fuel that's an issue. So I have to see how, if he can go for another lap, or if he's going to pit this lap. Kenobi there in third. Now he's on the hard tyres. Black Rhino hasn't pitted yet. Dennis has gone onto the mediums. And Rossi, he's on hard tyres. So hard and mediums for these two. Rossi onto the medium tyres. So strategy coming to play now. Let's see who comes out on top after the pit stops have cycled. Catman there in 8th, just letting Evil Knievel go past. Medium versus medium. Wolf there on medium tyres. And Smiles Magoo on the medium tyres also. So, let's see if Jason, how he gets into the pits. Remember, it's a pretty tricky pit entry. You've got a couple of chicanes to get through. Through the left, then the right, left and the left, then the right. So he snakes his way into the pit. Now, is Brucey going to pit this lap? Or he's going to chance another lap? Fuel light is flashing. So it goes through the left-hander. Now through the right. Looks like he's going to go... No, he goes into the pits this lap. So let's see how he gets into the pits. Very nicely done, sir. On the hard tyres. Kenobi there goes through, then he's going to claim that top spot for the time being. Rockets across the line up into first. Dennis, where's he going to come? He's going to beat Jason out of the pits. Comes round the corner now. Jason's just coming out now. It's going to be close, but Jason keeps that second position. Is Dennis going to have the momentum? He's definitely going to be able to get closer to him. A little bit of weaving from Jason there. Trying to get those tyres warmed up. So Jason keeps on to the second position. He's now on those hard tyres, so he's going to be slower, a lot slower than Dennis is. You can see Dennis is already trying to get overtake done on him. Goes around the outside, lovely stuff. So Dennis up into second now. Trying to capitalise and get back up to the top after an early incident for him. And there's Jason in third now after a pit stop cycle. Locke are there on the hards in fourth. Rossi on the mediums in fifth position, just coming through, trying to close that gap up to Locke. Evil Knievel and Brucey on track, 6th and 7th. It's medium versus mediums. Pretty much the closest battle on track at the minute. We've gone past the 20-minute mark in this just over 60-minute race. So down the hill we go. Guys keeping it tight. Bruce is sending it. Yeah, he's definitely on control at the minute now. You see, still getting 209s as Evil Knievel gets himself into the wall. A little bit of damage on the front right there. Unfortunate for him. Brucey gets past him. And Bruce is now up into 6th position. Evil Knievel there in 7th. Catman in 8th. Followed by Black Rhino in 9th. And we got Wolf in 10th. Did have a couple of issues with the wheel. Remember the post-race report. He did have a couple of issues with the wheel, so let's see how he gets on. Smiles there in 11th. Now off the back of everyone. She's had a few mistakes, a few slow laps for her, but she's still plugging away, trying to focus and get the pace back up for her. Kenobi there in first still. We've got Dennis in second, just coming through. The left-hander here now. Now up the hill we go. So Dennis coming through the double kink there, gets a little bit on the grass there. A little bit of detritus kicked onto the track. Now through Skyline, down the hill we go. Very tricky, keeping out the walls. A little bit of to and fro in there as he managed to get the car straight down the corner. Keeping the back end in check, keeps out the wall there, and down the hill we go. Jason there in third, wrestling with that Audi. As we come down the hill now, through Forest Elbow, locked there in fourth, starting to catch up. Ross is there in fifth, he's catching lock up. And Brucey is still in sixth. Absolutely sending it down the hill in the Honda. Getting the most out of the medium tyres that he can. Now down the Conrod straight, past the penalty zone, over the crest. Down towards the kink. Now through the left-hander here. Through the right-hander. Down underneath the Armour All Bridge. Down to the final turn. What's this lap time going to be for Brucey? It looks like it's going to be a fast one. 206.8 for Brucey. Comes through Hell Corner. There's Evil Knievel following through as well in 7th. Catman there in 8th in the Subaru. Black Rhino in 9th. 211 for him. Wolf 210 for Wolf in the VW. Smiles now just coming down towards the bottom of Conrod Straight. Through the left-hander. Just trying to bring you home per now. You see the turbo spool in there as she comes through the last corner. That's a 215.8 for Smiles. But we go back up to the front then. Kenobi. We're going to go on some in-car cameras. You see Kenobi focusing on the road ahead as he goes up the crest. Then down the hill. 2.1 seconds slower at the minute, but he's on the hard tyres. There's Dennis, you can see Kenobi just in front. He's on the medium tyre, so he will start catching Kenobi in front. Being on that softer compound. As they're coming to start lap 13 through the last corner, tips it in. Gets the exit done beautifully. He's going to cross the line, and it's 207.001. Jason there coming through. Lovely, clips the curb on the exit. There's going to be a 209. Locked there, 208. Rossi coming through, 207. Now Brucey. Now this being a right-hand drive. Camera's painting the other way this time. And he's absolutely sending it. Gets to 207.001. So, similar time to Dennis. Exactly the same time as Dennis there. And Brucey sending it up the hill. We'll just stay with him a little bit. You can see the monster helmet focused on the road ahead. Sponsored by Autobacks. This is the GT500 NSX for 2000 era. Older car than every other car on the grid. He tips it in to the little kink there. Gets the line into that corner beautifully. Through the right, now through the double left kink here. Lovely stuff from Brucey there. Here's Evil Knievel, left-hand drive again in the Ferrari, the old Ferrari. Tips it into the left kink there. Through Skyline. Now down the hill we go. From the right, and then the left. Now for the right. Now a little left kink here. Drop it down the hill. 458 Italia working. As we now go through Forest Elbow, then down the straight we go. Lovely stuff. Let me see Brucey. You see Brucey just in front there. Catman in the Subaru. Just coming down the straight, just behind Evil Knievel there. We got Black Rhino. Now just being through the Forest Elbow. He's in 9th position. Over the crest he goes. Then we got Wolf in the weirdly interior of the VW. See that big center console dash in the middle there. A lot more futuristic than the other cars. And then we have Smiles Magoo in the BMW coming down the straight now. Over the crest we go. 18.160. 2 seconds off her best time. Through the left-hander here then. Now through the right-hander. 2:10.1 her best lap so far. She's not a lap down yet, just trailing 10th position. She's going to get a 2:11 this time. So back up to the lead then. Kenobi still on those hard tyres, but there's Dennis right behind him. Dennis will be whispering to him and now in his ears, I want some sweeties. Going to make Kenobi look in him as mirrors as we head down the straight there, now through the left-hander. Kenobi a lot slower for that corner than Dennis. Is Dennis going to manage to get him through this little section? Yep, I imagine you did, Dennis. We're going to go almost side by side down the straight then. Can Dennis get him into Hell Corner? He's got the inside line. Oh, a little bit of touch in there. But Dennis gets the position from him. So, Dennis in first. Kenobi in second. Jason there in third. Does Kenobi come back at him in the next corner? I doubt he will. Hard tyres not got the grip that the medium tyres have. So Dennis secures that first position. There's Jason in third in the Audi. Lock there in fourth, now being hunted down by Rossi. Rossi doing a great job now on those softer compound mediums. As we're on a lap 15 now, so about halfway into the race. As Rossi just follows Lock through, he's going to try and follow him through these corners and get the slipstream that he needs down the main straight. Keep it out of the wall, boys. We now head through these tight corners down the hill. A little bit wide there from Rossi there. Lost a bit of ground to Lock. And you hear Brucey in the background trying to catch these guys up as well. Through the Forest Elbow and down the Conrod Straight we go. So you can see he's going to get some slipstream if he catches him up. That's the question at the minute. So through the left-hander, a little bit of a tiny mistake there from Locke, just gets on the grass a little bit. As I head towards the last corner then. Rossi still trying to get past Lock here. Can he get him on this lap? As we head down towards Hell Corner. Still a 2:04.6 fastest lap for Dennis. And there's Brucey now coming through onto lap 16 through the first turn. He is catching these guys in front. Whether he's going to get them, I don't know, but we'll see. Evil Knievel there in 7th as Catman pits from the medium tyres. Black Rhino coming through in 9th. Wolf, what's he going to do? Surely he's going to go for another lap here. Smiles there, another little bit of front end damage for her on the front end, but she's got a 2:09.7. So she's on the pace of some of the other guys. It's definitely a challenging track for the first round of the GT3 series. Some series would save this track till late, probably mid-championship or the last race, but as Smiles comes in the pits then, low on the fuel. Oh, gets it a little bit wrong as she gets into the pits there. A little bit overzealous, but she gets into the pits fine. She may get a penalty for that. So Dennis then coming over the crest. Now he's up into first and got a sizable gap towards Kenobi. So back towards the start of the race where Dennis was leading. Let's see if he can hold on to this lead. He's going to come through and make another lap. Kenobi heading down towards the last corner. Jason now coming down the hill in third. Locke still holding on to that 4th position, but Rossi is getting very close now. None of these guys are pitting yet, but you can see Brucey is right there in the background. Just coming through the last corner, Brucey. That gap definitely coming down. Evil Knievel there in 7th still. We're over halfway into the race then. About 30 minutes to go. Black Rhino there in 8th. Catman in 9th still, followed by Wolf in 10th. And Smiles got a 4-second penalty. Yep, she definitely got a penalty for the pit lane entry then. But she's now on the hard tyres. So Dennis, oh, what did Catman go on to? He went on to the hard tyres as well. So those two on the hards, following each other's strategy. And Dennis really plugging the laps away now till his next pit stop. Now should be aiming for lap 19:20 to do one final stint. So we'll see if the guys follow this guideline. But Dennis coming down then. There's Kenobi in 2nd. Jason in 3rd still. Locke and Rossi still close together. And there's Brucey catching up. So Brucey's starting to come into play now into this battle. He's still on the controller. Oh, as Jason spun it. Let's have a look what happened here. So it's coming down the hill. Oh, just did the same as Evil Knievel early on, but gets into the other wall this time. Luckily he's ghosted, otherwise that would have been a major incident. So Austin powers it, he's going to have to try and get it going again. Gets one more into the wall, front and rear end damage. And there's Evil Knievel just coming through now as Jason gets going. So the other then, Rossi through that incident gets past Locke. Brucey gets past Locke. And Locke's there in 5th. Loses 2 positions for his trouble, but it looks like he's going to pit this lap. You've also got Smiles being pit lapped as well. It's chaos down here. Everything's going off at the minute. Don't think Locke's too bothered about lapping. Smiles looks like he's going to be pitting. No, he's not. He's not pitting. He's going for another lap. Oh, almost contact there. Smiles thought Locke had already gone past. Tries to turn in onto her line, but he was still there. But managed to avoid disaster there. So Rossi there in 3rd then, Brucey in 4th, Locke there in 5th on the low fuel. Jason just coming across the line now in 6th position. Evil Knievel following him in 7th. Then we got Black Rhino spinning like a spinning top in the grass. In the Porsche in 8th. The American doing donuts. Yep, all going on in these last couple of laps then. There's Catman in 9th, just coming down the straight. Wolf there in 10th. And Smiles being lapped by a couple of guys in 11th. Oh, back up to the front. Out in Daisyland. Nice green grass. Sun in front of him. Sunday drive is Dennis in 1st. Kenobi there in 2nd. He's having a nice comfortable drive as well. And then back to the hectic. For 3rd and 4th is Rossi and Brucey. Brucey right behind him, chucking that car through the corners. Yeah, it was definitely on controller still. I do believe in the post-race report, he did say that he started to get lots of cramp in his legs, so rather than pull out and quit, he switched to controller. So, smart decision for Brucey, but unfortunately he's a lot faster on the controller than he is the wheel, so hopefully we'll switch back to the wheel to make it fair for these guys. Because he's considerably slower on the wheel. Yep, what a poor princess I am. So, Rossi then in 3rd, still defending from Brucey. Rossi gets a little bit deep on that corner in the final turn. Brucey, is he going to try and get a move done in the next couple of corners? He's got the chance this corner, that's gone. Lovely little slide there. Locked pits from 5th on the hard tyres. 0 fuel left. He's timed that beautifully. As Brucey goes too wide then with Rossi down the main straight, up the hill. Is he going to be able to get the overtake done here? Gets that inside line. Lovely on the curb there. A little bit of a slide. Lovely stuff from Brucey there. Managed to keep that Honda NSX going. Yeah, Dennis, I mean, that was the main issue of mine. I think it's just so much action on the braking or the leg, especially for this track as well. It just made my leg lock up. It's like, yeah. Well, it should get used to it after multiple races. So Rossi then down into 4th position. After being caught and overtaken by Brucey in 3rd. Let's see what happens in the remainder of the race. Hopefully when Brucey does transition back to the wheel and pedals, hopefully he will have a smooth transition. But we've got Konobi and Dennis, so Dennis is pitting. Dennis is pitting on medium tyres now. There's Kenobi coming from the hard tyres. Brucey now coming through. Is he going to pit this lap or go for another one? He's going to go for another one. So Brucey will be in the lead. So as he comes through the final turn, he's got the hazards going for some reason. That's fine. I think he's switching something over. So goes through turn 1. Up the hill he goes. There's Rossi in 2nd, following him through. Dennis there in 3rd, coming out, and he's on the hard tyres now. Kenobi should be on the mediums, I think, once he comes out. There's Jason just coming through now. It's going to be close with these two, but Kenobi should get out of the pits before Jason comes round, and he's on the medium tyres. There's Jason there on the hards. Brucey coming through still. Yep, he switched back to the wheel now. You can tell the red dot going to the middle, back to the middle quickly. So let's see if we can keep this car straight. See if we can keep it out of the wall. We're still pulling a gap to Rossi in 1st. So he's still got the similar sort of pace as he heads down the hill. So down the hill we go then through Forest Elbow. Gets it steered round the corner and then down the hill we go. Rossi there in second, just trying to follow him through, both on medium tyres. There's Dennis on the hard, so he will be on the lead when these guys pit. Kenobi there in fourth on the mediums. There's Jason on the hard tyres in fifth. Evil Knievel on the soft tyres now, so he should be good to the end of the race. Locked there in seventh, now on the medium tyres. Catman on the hards. We've got Black Rhino now on the soft tyres. Wolf is in the pits. Currently on the mediums, so he should be going to maybe soft or hards. Probably hards, I'd say, actually, yeah. And there's Smiles at the back. So there's Brucey now pitting from the lead. And we got Dennis. He's going to come through and take the lead again in first position for him. The hard tyres. Kenobi is going to come through the last corner. You got Smiles Magoo just in front of him. He's going to lap her. He's going to clinch that second position. Going to be a little battle between these two, Dennis and Kenobi at the front. Obviously you've got roles reversed now. Dennis is on the slower tyres for the end of the race. So we'll have to see how fast Kenobi can catch up to him. Brucey just filling up. Got what he needs, is now on the soft tyres. Has again, yeah, he switched over to automatic gears. So Brucey in third, just heading up the hill. Rossi there in fourth, just following him. He's on the hards to Brucey's soft tyres. Evil Knievel there in fifth. Then we got Wok in sixth, followed by Jason in seventh. Catman there in eighth. Then we have Black Rhino in ninth. Wolf there on the hard tyres now in 10th. And Smiles in 11th on the hard tyres also. So back up to the front. You've got a very big gap from Dennis to Kenobi. Let's see if Kenobi can close that gap up any. Let's have a little drinks break there. So Dennis just coming through then. Now down towards the last corner. Last few laps then now. Kenobi there in second. Starting to close that gap. Brucey in third. Tell you what, he's done a good job to get from the back of the grid to third. Let's see how he heads into this corner here, into the left-hander. Lovely stuff from Brucey there. Cheers, Craig. Yeah, some lovely racing in here, and cheers for the vote of confidence. Do try my best for the commentary, and likewise, mate. Great commentary as always from your side. So Brucey then heading through Hell Corner, gets a little bit of wiggle on the back end. Smiles just in front of him. These two lovely lovebirds are doing the racing together. As some people might know, Smiles is Bruce's other half. So let's see if she plays nice. Wouldn't want a domestic to happen on track between these two, as Bruce is right behind her. A little bit squirrely from Smiles there. He just slips past on the outside there. Lovely stuff. So Brucey still comfortable on the soft tyres. Lovely stuff that. I believe he's still on the controller as well, because I think he might have swapped to Yeah, he's still in the control at the minute. So I do know he does get the point for the fastest lap, so I doubt he set that on the wheel, so we'll have to see how what happens from this point forward, but he's definitely plugging that time away. Rossi there in fourth, just coming past Smiles. Smiles going to play nicely. Dennis just coming to the pits again. Oh, so he did 3 laps on the hard tyres. Okay, I see what's happening now. So minimum of 3 laps on the hards. So that means he's going to swap to the softs. He might have the gap to do it. It's going to be a case of him catching up Kenobi. So, interesting strategy play from Dennis then. Let's see how this one plays out. He only needs a bit of fuel. So Smiles has let Rossi through. Dennis is coming out now, so you can see the gap on screen. It's not much. So we'll see how this one plays out with these two. It's going to be a long battle. Let's see how far he can catch him. There's Brucey right behind him. Rossi there in fourth. Evil Knievel in fifth. And we have Jason in 6th, closely followed by Locke in 7th. Ferrari versus Audi Power. Then we have Black Rhino just coming down the Conrad Straight in 8th position in that Porsche. Catman is in 9th in the Subaru. He's got to serve a 3.5 second penalty this lap though. No one around him, so he stays on the racing line. That's a very costly penalty there. Wolf there in 10th position in the V-Dub. Wolf Motorsports. You mucked it up, okay. I did wonder, Dennis, what the strategy play was. I mean, if it works, it works. Could work, but you did have a sizable gap, so it's, you know. But there's Smiles in last place then, just coming through, just running her own laps. Getting a blue flag from someone. Kenobi there now coming towards the final lap, the final corner, sorry. I wish it was the final lap. There's Dennis. Not a long way away from the leader. Brucey there in first, catching up Dennis. What's this lap going to be? It looks like it's going to be a quick lap. There he goes. He sets a new best lap. He underfueled. Okay. Unfortunately, Dennis. But Brucey just set a new fastest lap right behind second with a 2:04.6. So, lovely stuff from Brucey then. Definitely on the controller still with that lap time. So, is he going to catch up to Dennis? Just got to keep the car on the racetrack now. No silly mistakes. Funny, he's got number 22 on the top of his car with the 24 on the side, so 22 must mean something for the army or something, I don't know. But Ross is there in 4th position on those hard tyres, just trying to get the laps to the end of the race really now. On lap 24, Evil Knievel likewise for him. Got Smiles just in front of him. Coming through in 5th position. Smiles is going to leave that gap on the inside for him to pass. Dinks herself into the wall. So it's going to be a top solid result for Evil Knievel in 5th. Jason there in 6th position. Managed to hold off Locke. Black Rhino there in 8th. Catman coming across the line in 9th. And we got Wolf there in 10th, just coming through now. And he's going to start getting lapped by people as well. Smiles there in 11th, just coming towards Forest Elbow. Kenobi then, still leading the way, but you can see Dennis is there, just a corner away. They're on the same straight now. So just the start finish straight between them. So he's definitely catching. Can he get him towards the end of the race? We'll have to find out. Lovely slide out the first corner there. Power sliding it through. Oh no, what's happened to Brucey? Brucey's gone off. Oh no, major incident for Brucey here. So he's in third position. And Brucey spins it. Absolute misery for Brucey there. Unlucky there. I wasn't planning on Craig, but if you fancy doing it, that's. I mean, I can do. Yep, absolutely beautiful. Cheers for that, Dennis. Yep. What a plonker. So Brucey down all the way down to fifth position. Jason there in sixth. Now potential to overtake Brucey. It's looking like a good podium, but now Brucey back into midfield. Definitely back on the wheel now. So locked there in seventh as well. He's licking his lips, trying to get another position as well. Jason is already trying to get an overtake done on Brucey. Oh, lock into the wall there. And so is Brucey. Brucey bins it into the wall. Jason's into the wall. They're all into the wall on this lap. So Jason then up into fifth, past Brucey. Brucey's now struggling in sixth. Got Locke right behind him. Locke's surely going to get an overtake done. Oh, Locke loses. Oh no, Brucey loses it into Locke. Locke a little bit of damage there. Brucey, big moment for him then. All tumbling down now. Down to seventh. Very unfortunate for him. This is why you don't change from wheel to controller back to wheel again in a race. But he had no choice, bless him. So Kenobi then still in the lead. Dennis there just coming round the turn one hell corner. So it's getting close to that gap. There's Rossi in third. Evil Knievel in fourth. Then we have Jason in fifth. Followed by Locke in sixth. Brucey there in seventh. Black Rhino 8th, Catman there in 9th, Wolf in 10th, he's just being lapped by Kenobi, and Smiles there in 11th, still plugging laps away, 3-second penalty for her again, on lap 24. Let's see. Have to see if Kenobi can keep this gap to Dennis. Dennis is fast approaching as he just gets past Wolf in 10th. That gap is definitely coming down now as we head down to Forest Elbow. There's Kenobi now. There's Dennis just coming through. So can Dennis catch him before the end of the race? Should be able to at this rate. So Dennis then now coming through. I think at the minute my driver of the day would be a toss-up between Dennis and Evil Knievel, I would say. Dennis, because just outright pace of everyone in this at this track. I mean, he's had an accident, come back, and then messed up his strategy, and then come back. So raw pace for Dennis. Yeah, it is a shame. Just lost it, got on the grass and spun. It could have been interesting, mate. But also he was ill because, I mean, he had a really bad accident early on the race. Austin powered it, and he's back in fourth. You know, done consistent laps and got a good position. So yeah, I'd say for driver of the day, it's going to be a toss up between them two, I'm afraid. I think. Not, I'm afraid. Great racing from all the guys, though. It's definitely difficult between, you know, to choose one select driver who's, you know, done a great job, but I think I'd probably give it to Evel Knievel for such a great job. Great race. Kept going. Yep. So in the last couple of laps, if Evel Knievel doesn't mess up, he will be Bruce's driver of the day. So you've got Jason there in fifth. We want to check on the gap between these two. You've got Kenobi there, and there's Dennis right behind him. It's going to hot up between these last laps then. Rossi there in third, just plugging away on the hard tyres. No one round him, really. Kenobi, yep. Kenobi's done a fantastic job this race as well. Definitely got the same pace as you, Dennis, and the top guys in this league at the minute. Not in this lobby, shall I say. Great sportsmanship as well. Kenobi is a great lad. So, watching Rossi then coming through the final turn. Evel Knievel there in the fourth. Soft tyres all wearing down now. Up front, we've got Kenobi there, just getting a bit squirrely off the curb. Just holding off on to Dennis. So Kenobi on those medium tyres, can he hold up Dennis long enough? We've got the rest of this lap and the final lap. Dennis right behind him now as we head down Skyline through this tight, twisty, walled section. Walls either side. Oh, a little bit of a dink on the wall there. Yep, lovely stuff. This is why we love endurance racing. And now it's racing, and we're still fighting for first on the last two laps. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So Dennis then on the inside. Strategies come to play. And after all is said and done, we've got a battle for the lead. Final turn, here we go. Kenobi and Dennis on to the final lap. Who's going to be the victor? We'll just quickly go through the grid. Ross is there in third, Knievel in fourth, Jason fifth, Lott there in sixth, Black Rhino up in seventh, Brucey there in eighth, Catman in ninth, Wolf in 10th, and Smiles in 11th. But the battle for the race is here between Kenobi and Dennis. And see Dennis going side by side now. Is he going to go for the inside? Decides to pull out of that one. Didn't send it. Now he's going to have to follow Kenobi all the way up the hill. Unless he can get a cheeky pass somewhere. And see those soft tyres versus the mediums. Up the hill we go. Keeping out the walls. Now for a double left-hander here. Gotta be careful not to take too much turn there. Now through another left-hander. Through Skyline. Now down the hill we go. There's just biding his time. Can he get him down here onto the straight? Down towards Forest Elbow. Keep the car out the Falcon walls there. Get the exit. Little slide from Dennis. Lovely stuff there. Gonna get a slipstream down the Conmod straight. Kenobi managed to hold first position at the minute. Dennis all over the back of him. He's going to pull to the inside. Doesn't quite manage it this time. Can he get him before the line? It's going to be close between these two. Battled at the start. Battled here now. And it looks like Kenobi is going to clinch the first position. Run to the line. Kenobi takes the win. Lovely stuff there. Intense battle. Dennis gets second. They congratulate them to each other as they go through. Here's Rossi. Rossi's going to come through at the last couple of corners, then he's going to clinch that last spot on the podium. So we have a Ferrari, a Porsche, and a Ferrari for the podium spots then. Rossi, great race from him. He's going to take the third position for round one. Knievel, fourth position for him in the other Ferrari. Great race from him, and my driver of the day, just for sticking with it, even though he didn't have this some of the pace on the front guys. Jason then fifth, crosses the line. If I had picked two drivers of the day, Kenobi would be my other choice for that epic battle with Dennis to the line. Locked there in sixth position. He's going to come in at the last Ferrari and finish in sixth. Great race for him. Black Rhino, American, he's going to come down towards the last couple of corners then and finish in seventh ahead of Brucey. Fuel light flashing. Coming down then towards the last corner. And he's going to clinch that seventh position in the secondary Porsche. Great stuff for him. Cross of the line. Brucey finishing eighth. It's going to be a story of what could have been for Brucey after that miserable crash and spin that he had. Catman's going to finish in ninth. I'm going to pause it there because we didn't catch Wolf cross the line in 10th and Smiles finished in 11th. So well done to everyone who raced. Great racing, great action from the MRC boys once again. But yeah, I think driver of the day for me is going to go to Evil Knievel, just for sticking with it. Great result from him in the end, finished fourth. And yeah, great sportsmanship and racing after the early incident as well from him. So that's going to be it, guys. Until next time, I've been a crazy Brit. Silly.